everyone, and welcome to my weekly Wednesday chat about art, creativity, surface design, and reinventing ourselves at pretty much any age. I am LaFollette. I'm super excited to be here, and I want to welcome each and every one of you, whether you're here with me live or you're watching the replay. I'm super excited about this week's broadcast because we are continuing on this series all about the different ways that you can get your artwork out into the world as a surface designer, and there's so many different ways to do it and earn money. And so let me say hello to Sherry Benton, who just popped on, and I also see you, Lurleen. It's lovely to see you. And we are going to get started in just a second. Let me first of all say hi to Patricia, who is saying that it is starting to feel like spring. Indeed, it is. Time for new beginnings and growth. Monday was only in the 30s where she is, but by Saturday it's going to be in the 70s. And so you are so ready for spring. I bet you are ready for spring. So hello, Cindy Merrill and Pauline Riley. It's wonderful to see all of you. I want to say hi to Cindy Merrill, who I haven't seen in a while. It's lovely to see you. And I really appreciate all of you joining me here today. And I'm going to jump right in because I have actually a lot to cover today. And so the first thing I just wanted you guys to notice is, do you guys notice I have a really pretty little, do you see that I put my, my logo over here? So I'm learning how to do all of these kind of super cool things with my computer and with when I go live, when I stream live. And so I wanted to point out that I'm doing some kind of fun new things, and I hope that you're actually noticing them. So I've put my little logo here. It's actually superimposed over the picture that's behind me. And of course, I'm now using the countdown timer, which I'm hoping is helping you all find me a lot more easily than in the past, so that you know that you're in the right place and that we can jump right in. And so it's great to see Jeanette here from South Carolina. And hello, Jan Russell is also here from Florida. Hello, Janet Coleman. I haven't seen you in a while. It's lovely to see you. Jeanette Clark is also here, and so is Shalini. Thank you, Shalini, for letting me know that the logo looks fab. I think the logo looks pretty good over there. Okay, so without further ado, we're actually going to jump into today's content. And so today's content is all about the different ways that you can make money by putting your artwork out into the world. And over the course of the last month or so, I've been sharing all of these different ideas with you. And today's topic is about subscriptions and creative subscriptions specifically. And so I have some really fantastic examples to show you from students who are in my world who have recurring subscriptions. You can also think of them a little bit like a membership. And I want to tell you about them because they're amazing. And hello, Betsy and Cindy Ray. It's great to see you. And Lynn just joined us as well. Welcome. And of course, if you end up watching the replay, you are very welcome here as well. So tell me in the comments if you actually are already a part of a creative membership. So Shalini, for example, and Pauline and several others of you here are part of my creative membership, which is called Anne's Atelier, right? Which is a monthly membership where when you join my monthly membership, you get accountability. You get access to everyone else who's inside the community, and we do student spotlight so you can learn specifically about what they're doing. You also get a monthly training from me. It's always a monthly training that's either about Adobe Illustrator or about your business or about how to grow your business, and also about surface design, the industry surface design, and what's happening in the surface design industry. And then we always wrap up each month with a Q&A session so that you can ask me anything. And so that actually is my creative membership. It's called Anne's Atelier. And the word atelier is French for creative studio or a workshop or your actual sort of creative space where you do your creative work. And so I thought that was appropriate since I spent so much time as a kid in Paris that I could have a name like that. And so Cindy Ray's a member of Anne's Atelier, and she's also a member of several other memberships, right? And I'm just curious about the rest of you. I want to sort of open your mind to other types of memberships that we're going to talk about today, other subscription type memberships, like a greeting card subscription. So one of the members of #Anne's Universe, who started with me at the very beginning with my From Doodles to Dollars mini course, and then she came into my paid program, the Pattern Design Academy, and now she's in my recurring membership, my monthly membership. Her name is Natasha Zahn Pristis. She lives in Kodiak Island, which is up in Alaska. And I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you her website. And she has a creative subscription that is all about greeting cards. So this is the first example that I want to share with you. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go to her website, which is right here. Let me actually go to the home page so that you can see how beautiful it is. And Natasha is very, very inspired by color, right? And so her hashtag, her tagline is art that brings a burst of color to your life. And you can find her here. I'm going to show you right up here at the top. It's natashazahnpristis.com. And she does create beautiful work. She has really her own retail store up in Kodiak. It's actually in her creative studio, and we talked about retail stores last week, so if you missed that conversation, you can go back and watch the replay. But you can see that her designs are extremely colorful. They're also very inspired by the ocean because she actually lives on an island, on Kodiak Island, up in Alaska. And what I wanted to let you know is that if you go to her shop, I'm going to navigate to her shop, and then I'm going to navigate to her merchandise and gift boxes, right? I'm going to navigate down here. You will see that she has a note card subscription. And so Natasha's note card subscription is a packet that delivers a burst of color to your mailbox each month. And she not only gives you the cards themselves, but she also gives you, and I can scroll through some of these wonderful images that she has here. She also gives you reasons to send cards and what those reasons might be and who you might want to send them to. And so it's a really, really fabulous way for you to get back into sending letters or sending greeting cards to your friends and to your family and to other loved ones. And the packets arrive in the mail. They're beautifully packaged, right? She puts them in a really beautiful envelope. And then that is an example of a creative membership, right? So that is an example. That's one example of a creative subscription, right, for greeting cards. So tell me in the comments. So Jeanette Yeager said, I have been to Natasha's online store. Yep. Fantastic. And the wonderful thing about having an online store is that not all of us can go see Tosh up in Alaska, right? Alaska's pretty far away. It's not going to be that easy for us to go visit her in person. And so we want her to bring her beautiful art to us. And she does that both through her online store that's on her website. And you can also participate in her monthly greeting card subscription. So, so that's the first idea, right? And so tell me in the comments, like, what idea comes to mind for you, right? What type of other creative membership comes to mind for you? And while you are putting that into the comments for me or asking any questions, I'm going to give you another example. Now, the next example that I want to share with you is that you could do something very similar to what Tosh is doing, but you could do it digitally. So tell me in the comments, when I say digitally, what does that make you think of? Right? What does that make you think of? Because one of the incredible things about today's technology, and especially if you come into my community and you learn all about surface design and how to use Adobe Illustrator, you can create digital artwork that people can purchase on your website, and then they download it, and you don't even have to mail them anything. So let me know in the comments if that makes sense to you. I'm just going to check, and Yep, so downloads, right? So Tana said downloads, Lurleen said downloads. You guys are totally on it, right? So a digital membership could be something where you every single month want to provide something to your members, and it would be provided to them digitally so that you don't even have to mail it to them, right? And you could absolutely do exactly, ooh, Deborah, parodies, I love this. Coloring pages, SVG files, exactly. So those are digital downloads that people can then get and access. And planners, Caroline, that's a great idea, right? You could download, people could download planners. And Jeanette said embroidery design, PDF, digitized, right? Digitized, exactly, embroidery designs. And that way you can do an embroidery pattern. You can do an embroidery pattern every month, right? So think about, many of us are in book clubs, right? We're in book clubs where we get together with people and we read a book and then we talk about the book. But there's so many ways now to use this online world that we have all become so used to being on and in these communities online, where you can teach something, you can share something, you can do embroidery together. And it's a really, really great way to both stay in community, to stay connected with people who are interested in the same things that you're interested in. And it's a wonderful, wonderful way to then also provide something of value, right? And so Kim said, I love Kim's avatar. It's a beautiful flower. E-greeting cards. Exactly. Yep. E-greeting cards. So the other thing that Tana said, right? Tana said stickers for digital calendars and notes. Yes, exactly. So one of the great things about stickers is that you can have stickers for everything. I remember as a kid loving to have a calendar, and then I'd put stickers on, like if I mailed a letter to my pen pal, or if I did exercise that day, I'd want a little exercise to give me credit for having done my exercise, and so that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And Christina, it's lovely to see you. You're joining us from my YouTube channel. Welcome. It's great to see you here. So she said digital lifestyle mood boards and themes. Yes, that is a great idea. I love all of your ideas. And Jeanette Clark is working on my embroidered collars box kit. Yeah, a box kit. I love that. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you right on that same topic, right? That's just right on that same topic, right? Is the topic of subscription boxes, right? So you don't have to, so we've already talked about greeting cards, right, as the first idea, physical greeting cards that you mail out and you become a subscriber, and then you get a packet of cards and then you send them out on whatever basis you want to send them out on. And what's great about Tosh's membership is she gives you ideas for when to send them, who to send them to, and then of course she has these incredibly beautiful cards that you receive to send to your friends and family and loved ones. Now, if you want to do something that is digital, you guys just had a ton of great ideas so that you don't have to mail it and people can get it instantly. And who doesn't like to get something instantly? And then the third thing is, or the third idea I want to share is a subscription box, right? And so so who was saying that the one of you here was talking about a box, and so Amy Carson is saying, I love these ideas too. I wouldn't really know where to begin on a digital download monthly. Do you just attach it to an email? So Amy, what you would do is you would create a membership. You would create a membership kind of site. I use Kajabi, and so I would create where the content resides inside my Kajabi account, and then because that allows people to pay for it, right? And then as soon as they pay for it, you could release you would release essentially an email that has it attached, or you would release a little bit of a mini lesson where you say, thank you so much for participating in my monthly membership on greeting cards. I'm going to give you a digital download this week. Here's how you access it, right? And so I think that that is a really, really great way to do it. And then Patricia said, I'm planning on launching a creative subscription for those who create using slow stitching. They create using bits and pieces of fabric, lace, buttons, embroidery, etc. Box kits, yes. So Patricia, I wanted to tell you about another example of a subscription box. So I'm going to share my screen again, and this time we are going to go to Marianne's Makery. And this is a great example of an actual subscription box. So Marianne lives up in Ontario, and one of the things that's so incredible about this is this, just think about the different geographies I've just been talking about. Right? I just talked about Alaska. Now I'm talking about Ontario, Canada. I am actually in California, and all of you are in different parts of the United States. And Lillemor is here from Sweden. And so one of the great things about all of these ideas is that you, depending on how many people you want to reach and how you want to reach them, you can make your decision about whether it's physical products or digital products, right? So Marianne, you can find out more about Marianne at mariannesmakery.com, which is really a beautiful website. And then over here on the left, I'm going to click on her favorite things subscription box. So she has a one-time purchase. You can just buy the subscription box once, right? The favorite things box once, or you can participate in her monthly subscription. And so every month you get a box, and the box is full of different items that she curates with her designs on them. Right, and that's how this comes back to you getting your artwork out into the world in a way that brings you joy, brings other people joy, and starts to build your own sort of creative community of membership members, right, or subscription members. And so you can learn more about this beautiful Marianne's subscription box, but this is obviously a physical box. You can see how beautifully she packages up everything. This is just an example from last year. She has some greeting cards in here. She has a water bottle. It looks like she also has a notebook with and it looks like she has a one of those pads that you can put on your desk to put your mouse on top of, right? Like a mouse pad. But every month it's different, right? Every month it's different, which is really, really great. And her boxes look great. And I agree with you, Amy Carson Brown. They are amazing. They're really amazing. So that's just another example of a physical box, right? And so I think that yes, I love her box too. I think her boxes look great, and that's a really fabulous idea. And that's just one additional idea, right? And so Jeanette, this is a great idea of items that you could put into a subscription box, right? A quilt or some items that somebody could use to quilt, a wall hanging or table runner patterns, fabrics, thread, and embellishment. Wow. So Jeanette, tell me in the comments, Jeanette, is this going to be your kind of membership concept, right? It's your membership concept where when people participate, you are going to help them put together everything that they need in kind of a boxed kit. Tell me if I'm on the right track. That sounds amazing. And you can, of course, include your fabrics in there. So if you're in my #Anne's Universe, you've learned how to use Adobe Illustrator to turn your doodles into repeating patterns that you can then put on fabric, and then you can send pieces of those fabrics or small parts of those fabrics or small bits, right, like a fat quarter, inside your box kit, so people are actually creating something with your designs, right, which is so amazing. I love that idea. And Now, the last example that I wanted to give you was a beautiful example by another member of my community, and her name is Kathleen Rogers. And she and I were just on the phone yesterday. We just had a wonderful touch base. And so I wanted to show you and teach you a little bit more, share more with you about her tea membership. So she has been a lover of tea for years and years and years. So tell me in the comments if you're a tea or a coffee drinker. Tell me if you love tea or if you prefer coffee. Just put tea or put coffee in the comments so I can get a sense of which bucket you fall into. You might like both. I actually am more of a coffee drinker, although I find that actually when I'm trying to relax and maybe get together with a friend, I prefer tea. And so so wonderful. I'm seeing tea, coffee, and both, which is fabulous. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon. I love that, Kitty. It's great to see you. Kitty, I haven't seen you in ages. It's wonderful to see you here live. Thank you for joining us, Kitty. I hope you're well. And so we basically have a big mix, right? So Wendy, I know you said coffee, but you also like Earl Grey, because Earl Grey is also really, really nice. And so what I wanted to mention to you was this amazing, and then Wendy, I love the fact you're watching me over on YouTube. Thank you for joining me from my YouTube channel. That's awesome. And yeah, it's great to see Kitty Meacham. We haven't seen Kitty Meacham in a long time. Hi, Janelle. It's wonderful to see you. And yes, hello, Kitty. It's great to see you. So let me talk to you about and share my screen so we can go to Set to a T, which is her website, Kathleen Rogers' website. So let me get it ready in the background, and then I'm going to pop over to it so that you can see this. And so she, as I mentioned, is in my universe, right? She has come in, she started with my Doodles mini course, then she came into my 10-week Pattern Design Academy program, and now she's in my creative membership, Anne's Atelier. And so what's great about my membership is I'm getting to know all of you who are in it so much better, because it's really, really small, right? It's so small. And so this is Kathleen Rogers' beautiful website. It's called Set to a T, right? settoat.com. And so she has these beautiful cards, right? And so she's learned how to use Adobe Illustrator, not just so this is what I wanted you to take away from this example, is a bunch of different things. One is, when you learn how to use Adobe Illustrator, you can also use it for illustrations, right? And so the Topiary Tea Time collection is beautiful, and these designs are incredible. They're beautiful illustrations. And then here is a pattern that she has with her tea, right? This cute little teacup and this flower that is in the background of her topiary. And what's amazing, first of all, her work is absolutely gorgeous, right? Her work is absolutely beautiful. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you can share tea and friendship with a handwritten note card and a membership. And so she has, you can click right here to find out more information about her membership, and I'm going to click on it so we can go through it together. And her Set to a T Society is a really beautiful place where every single month she is sharing. She has options for you here, right? So you can join on a monthly basis. You can come in and just participate for 3 months, or you can also buy it as a gift for someone else. And she essentially does all kinds of, she gives you access to guest speakers. She has tea party planning guides. She does tea room reviews. She does some virtual tea testing on Zoom, right? So that you can actually participate and enjoy being, I want to go over to, this is my Instagram account, but I want to go to her Instagram account too, because it's Set to a T. It's the same exact name. And so you can see how she provides this incredible, right now she's talking about Ireland. And so everything in her monthly membership right now is about Ireland. And, but it's just a beautiful concept. So I'm going to come back online. And so that is a creative membership. And one of the things about having a passion like tea, which is Kathleen's passion, but your passion might be quilting. And having a passion like that means that you can not only start to build a community around it yourself, to share ideas about it, to actually do projects together, but you also can use your surface design skills, right? So I am a surface designer. Many of you are now surface designers. You've learned how to use Adobe Illustrator so you can create both spot graphics or illustrations, like some of those beautiful illustrations that are on a greeting card or a note card that we just looked at on Kathleen's website. And you can also then provide people with real items, right? Real items, whether it's napkins or whether it's a table runner like we were talking about before, or even a beautiful long tablecloth, and they can have your actual designs on them, and which is a beautiful way to share your talents with everyone. And so I think that that's really, really wonderful. And so that's fine, Shalini. I see your comment that you want to go, or that you need to go. And then we need to say hi to Ray. And you have to tell us if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Ray? And it's 3:20 a.m. here, so you must be in Australia, I would imagine. Tell us where you are in the world. I'm guessing, but tell us. And it's so nice for you to be here. You can't sleep, I guess. And so it's wonderful to have you here. And so, hello, Jodine. It's lovely. I love the dirty chai, espresso, and chai tea together. Yeah, so that's what you actually like. And that's wonderful. Yes, so, right, so Jeanette Clark is saying, great idea for a tea subscription. I used to subscribe to, is it pronounced Gevalia coffee in the 1990s? Yeah, and so you can, there are just so many amazing ideas, right? So many ideas. And hello, Serena, who's watching from Oahu. It's lovely to have you here as well. It's kind of early in the morning for you. You might be still having your coffee or your tea. So, and hello, Sue. It's lovely to see Sue. I haven't seen you in a while as either. It's lovely to see you. And so, Wendy Duke, right? So Wendy Duke, I wanted to make sure that we also got an update from you, right? So you're going to have a membership inside your course. It offers kits to do after the course is over. Brilliant. I love it. And it looks like there are a whole bunch of you who used to subscribe to the Gevalia tea, to the Gevalia coffee subscription. So subscriptions are nothing new, right? We have lots of subscriptions. If you actually sat down and wrote down all of the different subscriptions you have, you'd probably be surprised at how many that you are a part of. And I just want you to make sure that you're thinking about creative memberships, whether you want to join one of ours or you want to create your own. And so you're from Perth, Australia. That's what I thought. I thought you were somewhere in Australia because of the time difference. And and then let's see. So Sarah, yes, and so Sarah said, I wonder about building around a common interest that is not a consumable. Yes, and so a common interest. So keep brainstorming. So what comes to mind? What are you trying to get at? I'm wondering, what's the question behind the question? So, for example, we've been talking about having, for example, either a subscription where you can get beautiful greeting cards to mail out to friends and family and loved ones. That was the example we used at the beginning of the broadcast. Then we talked about actually a physical subscription box, and that could be a really great set of gift items that you provide, and they're either gifts for yourself or they're favorite things that you want to be able to gift to others, so you're re-gifting them. We also talked about a tea subscription, right? And that could include getting sets of tea, or in the case of Kathleen's, it's less about receiving tea in the mail, it's more about being part of a community where you're enjoying something together, right? And so that probably falls into the, you are consuming tea, or you're learning how to do a tea party, or you're getting a wonderful review on a tea room that might be near you, or going to be in a tea room where you might go when you're on vacation. And so I love that. I love that concept of creating a community around what you're passionate about. And certainly you could do it around teaching watercolor or teaching how to use Procreate. I mean, Pauline Riley, who's here in the comments and who's my fabulous community manager, she's building an online course about how to use Procreate. So she's going to be creating a community around artwork and how to create artwork using Procreate, which is a fantastic app that you can download on your iPad. So I love the, and classes, exactly. So you absolutely could, could have a membership around classes, right? And so Maria Alzanier, who many of you know because she's my beautiful friend in Sweden, who lives in a little town called Berg in the south of Sweden, she has an online course called Color Flow, which is fabulous, and I'm encouraging her to start a membership afterwards so that she can provide new material and something new to create in watercolor inside her beautiful community. And so that's kind of what you're thinking, Janet, right? Janet Coleman, around the fact that you could teach something on an ongoing basis inside your creative membership, right? And you could do it in community, which is really, really fun. And so super, super fun. And Janelle said that her membership is going to be teaching beginning quilting, which I totally love. I absolutely totally love this whole idea, Janelle, and I can't wait to see when you're ready and how I can support you when you're ready to start talking more about it. Please, please, please let me know so I can support you. And I love the idea of beginning quilting because one of the things that we now can all create is we can create our own fabric. And that's an incredibly exciting thing. And this is another whole membership idea that that another member of #Anne's Universe, Susan Palmer, has actually created. She's created this sort of double membership where if you participate in her membership, you can get access to a fabric mill that will make your fabric for you at a vastly reduced price than you can get it at most other locations, also with much smaller quantities, so you don't have to buy yards and yards and yards and yards and yards. And in combination with that, she also is offering the how to actually get that fabric made. And she's a quilter, right? She's a quilter. And so you could participate in her membership. It's called Sage Designers. And then you can use the fabric that you yourself have designed and that you've had manufactured through her membership to participate in Janelle's quilting membership, to learn what to do with your fabrics and how to create a quilt out of them, which is brilliant, just totally, totally brilliant. And hello, Maria, it's totally fine that you are here now. It's lovely to see you. So I was just talking about how creative memberships are such an amazing way to continue to support your community. And so you have your absolutely beautiful Color Flow program, right? That's a 5-week program. And then when it's over, I recommend that you start a monthly membership so you could continue to offer just one thing a month, right? One new watercolor project a month. And so people would pay to become a part of your ongoing membership. And then once a month, they would get a new project from you, a new watercolor project, and to keep their practice going. And so you'd continue to offer your course so that new people who've never taken your course before can start with your course. And then once they've taken your course, they can move into your membership and continue to work on their watercolor art and stay connected with you, right? And stay connected with you, which is why they join you in the first place, right? They join you in the first place because they love your approach. They love your style. They love your sense of your vitality and the joy that you bring to all of us in how you teach watercolor. And so that's another really, really great example. So, listen, I've been talking for a half an hour. And so to briefly recap, right, just to briefly recap this whole idea around subscriptions or memberships, the first example I gave you was from Tosh, right? So you can go to Tasha's website, which is natashazonpriestess.com, to go look at her greeting card subscription. And you can also look at Marianne Makery, right, maryannsmakery.com, to go look at a favorite thing subscription box, which is such a beautiful idea as well. You can also go to Kathleen Rogers, settoat.com, to take a look at her tea membership. And the thing about her tea membership is it's really about the community, right? And so it's really taking this whole concept of, we all love to be in a book club because we get together, and we can now, of course, get together virtually because we all know how to use our computers in this new way. And it allows us to talk about and to share and to learn more about these areas that we're super passionate about. And you also can do a membership about quilting, or a membership about watercolor, and teaching something once a month to your watercolor students inside a membership. So it's great. And yes, it is another thing to do. It is another thing to do. So Maria, you might not be ready. This might be a good idea for 2023, right? It might be a great idea for 2023. And because you've got your hands full right now, because you already have a retail store, right? And you have an online, beautiful online course, and you continue to need to have time for your own creativity to continue to produce the products that you sell in your retail store and that you sell online, your physical products that you sell online. So you have a very, very full plate. And so I will show you the link for Tosh. I'll show you the link for Tosh, Sarah. I'll show it to you right now before we stop. And hello, Jennifer Gilbert. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me from YouTube. So let me share my screen again, and I'll show you where Tosh is, and so that you can grab the link. And hold on one second. Here we go. It is natashazonpristis.com. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And but there you have it. So this is her beautiful, beautiful website. And so you can grab this URL, Sarah, and we can also put it in the comments after I stop broadcasting, or Pauline can grab it and drop it into the comments. And then you can learn more about Natasha by clicking on Natasha and see all of the beautiful products that she creates, right? And hello, Jane Foster. It's lovely to see you. And essentially, now that, so here is set to a T, right? Let me make sure that I go back to this beautiful, incredible membership about tea that is run by Kathleen Rogers. And so you can grab this URL as well, which is settoat.com. And then you can also pop over to Marianne's Makery. And so Marianne's Makery, her actual website is, hold on, let me see if I can go back to home. So her website is mariannesmakery.com. So that's the link for you up there. And then you also can come to her subscription box, which is right down here on the left. And then, of course, we also talked about how you could absolutely create the something about, if you have a passion for quilting, so maybe you're not passionate about tea, maybe you're passionate about quilting, and so you can, like Janelle, can create a membership around quilting and how to create your first quilt, and so I think that is wonderful. And hello, Betsy. I have to say hi to Betsy. So Betsy said, it's been a couple of years, so good to see you again. Was just in Mill Valley, and it inspired me to get back online. So I can't believe you didn't come by to say hi if you were just here. And you absolutely should have given me a call so you could stop by, and then we could come online together, and we could both say hi to each other, and then we could talk to my community about how fabulous it is to meet people in person. I love meeting people in person, and it's a very slow process these days, but it's a true, true delight. And so Wendy Duke, thank you so much. There's something wonderful about the women in your circle, and they are all just fine. We are all just fine. Which is lovely. And so there's lots of great ideas around memberships for sure. And I hope that this really, really got your creative juices flowing, right? And it's wonderful to see Jane Foster. Jane Foster essentially has a membership. Hi, Jane. Happy spring. Happy spring. So you essentially have it's not really a membership, but you have people who come to your house 3 days a week, right, to sew. So Jane Foster has been sewing since she was 6. And she used to always teach sewing in a variety of different capacities. And then now she has her own beautiful studio. And so people can come and sew with her in person again now, post-COVID. And so essentially that's a membership, right? Because people are coming to sew on an ongoing basis to complete a project with you. And so it's a slightly different variation, but it definitely is part of this overall theme of doing something where people are together and they're doing something that they love and they're enjoying being in community while they do it, whether that's in person or online. And so I appreciate you all joining me here live today. And we have another beautiful person here from Perth, Australia. Hello, welcome. It's great to see you. And I will let you all go. So if you just joined and missed the beginning, as soon as I stop the live broadcast, you'll be able to watch the replay. And so I really, really appreciate you all being here and sharing your creative ideas with me when I go live. And it's wonderful, all of you who are new. I'm super excited to have you here. I'm going to be offering my Doodles to Dollars mini course. Totally new, totally different this year. And I am going to be offering it starting in May. And so I'll tell you more about that in the coming weeks. I have a whole little mini series about it to tell you more about it and what you can do with your skills once you learn how to use Adobe Illustrator and how to get started. And that all of that is going to start in April. But we're not quite there yet. We are not quite there yet. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, everyone. And I always like to say in closing that I am Anne LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.